Is probate real estate investing hot right now? That's what we're going to be talking about. Hey, Mark Walters here. Before we jump in, if you need money for real estate investing, and that's something I hear from lots of my subscribers, how do I find money for deals? Well, download my free book, How to Find Millions in Private Money Loans. You can do that over at findprivatemoney.net. It's waiting for you right now. Also, if you're not already a subscriber to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you know that a new video is coming. And if you'd like to get my free daily extra income sources newsletter that I send out every day to tens of thousands of people, you can get your own free subscription over at passiveincomestacking.com. All right, let's jump right in. Probate real estate, what is it? Why do some people feel it's hot right now? And why do they feel that it will be a good investment or a good target for real estate leads for years to come? Well, first, let's back up a little bit. What is probate? Well, when somebody dies and they've got a will needs to be figured out as to the validity of the will and who is going to be getting the things that are in the estate, be it real estate, personal property. And so probate is really another phrase for proving that the will is accurate and good and proving who is to be getting these assets. Pretty simple when you stop to think of it like that. However, there is a process, a legal process known as probate, and there's a time frame in which probate happens. So when you find yourself in a situation where you are an heir or you're part of the estate of a probate, well, there are certain things that have to happen in order for the property to be liquidated, for the heirs to get whatever it is that the will is saying that they're going to get. Now, in many cases, heirs really don't even know who the person is, or they're distant relatives, or there's so many relatives and heirs to this will that they're not going to get one piece of something. So they'd like to liquidate it and they each get a piece of whatever that something is worth. So in this case, we're talking about real estate. Now, if someone dies and then the will has to go through probate and that property needs to then be liquidated, there's some other aspects to this as well. Probate also is going to be handling taxes. And of course, real estate has taxes that are owed, and there's usually taxes that need to be paid in a timely fashion. And that's why oftentimes heirs and the estates that are taking care of this property that's going to be liquidated and going to be getting this property, they're motivated oftentimes to sell real estate quickly so that, one, they can pay the property taxes, two, they can pay the attorney fees and other fees that might be going on, overhead and things like that. And three, and most importantly to them in many cases, it is to get their inherited wealth, so get their money. So that is where we come in as real estate investors, where we can provide a service of buying that property quickly. Oftentimes to buy it quickly, to sell it quickly, there's going to need to be a bargain price in there. And you just start to target these kind of properties. Now, instead of chasing each probate that's out there, and that doesn't always sound so good. Somebody has passed away and you're thinking, well, I'm just trying to find estates and I'm trying to help these people, but it's a time of need and it's a challenge. Just hearing these words kind of makes you feel uncomfortable, right? Me too, I get that. So what we're trying to do is provide a service. Now, obviously, we're providing a service to the heirs because in many cases, these people have never gone through this process before. It's uncomfortable. Plus, many of them are grieving and it's just a very tough situation in their life. At the same time, they've got some goals to meet and they need some essential players in this effort to make these goals a reality. And in many cases, it's to liquidate a lot of the things that the deceased has collected over their life that then needs to be appropriately given out to the beneficiaries here, liquidated. Now, if you were to step back and say, okay, how am I going to market best here? And I'm going to give you a couple scenarios, ending with one that you might say, all right, that sounds a whole lot better. If you were to think, all right, I'm going to follow all of the probate listings and I'm going to be reaching out to the people that are handling the estate, be it the person in the lead position here who is handling everything, and then you're going and let's say you get this one deal, and then the deal's done, you've got to track down another deal and another deal and another deal, just like real estate investors do a lot. But how can we make that a better scenario for everybody involved and a more comfortable scenario for everybody involved? Well, who is handling the probate for the estate for these heirs? It's going to be probate attorneys. Probate attorneys make their living on helping people with probate. And so a good probate attorney is going to be doing a number of deals per year. And let's put ourselves in their shoes, find out what their service is and how we might be able to help them provide their service to the estate. So if this probate attorney is handling this probate and they know the time frame that's going on, that everything needs to be done, the bills need to be paid, the probate needs to be wrapped up, and the items in the estate need to be liquidated, be it real property, real estate, or personal property, cars, or anything else that you might find in somebody's house or apartment, these are the things that need to happen. Well, if we can go to probate attorneys, and if we can start to build relationships with them, letting them know what our service is to help their service serve their clients, the estate and the beneficiaries, well, all of a sudden we become an important, integral part of how they can be providing a service to their clients. Now that is a completely different place in marketing than what we were talking about before, where we're just going after estate after estate after estate and dealing with people that may not be in the frame of mind that they need to be in order for us to help them with their situation. So how do we best go and target probate attorneys? Well, they're all over the country. And if we let them know that we are in the business of liquidating estates and helping those that need to liquidate estates quickly, well, that's step one. We can also be reaching out, letting them know that we've got X amount of dollars to place and we're looking for property to buy. That's another thing. And of course, if you're thinking, I don't have the money, well, you can be setting up relationships with different types of real estate funding out there so that you've got the funds to do certain deals. I've got another video on funding that I'll put a link in the description here. But also you can get my free book and learn some things along those lines. But as you're going to these probate attorneys, you want to let them know that you can actually do the deal and then what you can do for them. One is you can buy the real estate fast. And what about everything in the house that these people have to deal with that they don't want? If they have a lot of personal property in there that they don't want, or maybe they can't get to because they're in other parts of the state, or there's just so many people, that are heirs to this estate. If you can provide a service that's a 1-2 punch and say, I'll get rid of everything that they don't want. So if it's a house and there's a bunch of stuff in that house, well, could it be just all a bunch of junk that you've got to go in or hire a crew to go in and take it to the dump or donate it or things like that? Well, yeah. And if it helps you get your foot in the door to buy the property, that can be good because you are providing a great service to both the probate attorney and the estate that they're representing. What happens though, if some of the private or personal property that's in the house is something of value? Could you then turn around and sell that as well for a profit, or hook up with somebody that sells things on eBay or does yard sales or flea markets or things like that and take a cut so you're not spending a lot of time there? That's up to you. Or maybe you have the yard sale and you sell a lot of things and you take some of that money as well. Either way, by coming in and saying, listen, I'll get rid of everything. You don't have to worry about it. The estate doesn't have to worry about it. This is what we do. This is our service. We have money to place. We are looking for properties. And if there's a lot that's still in this property that you need help with, well, we are the people for you. So what does that do? Well, if you, again, put yourself in the shoes of the probate attorney, you're providing a great service because then they can say to the clients, I know somebody who can take care of all this. So don't worry about anything that you don't want. They can deal with that. And then all of a sudden you become an ally, an asset to all of them, which is terrific. So what if you were to try to build relationships with a number of probate attorneys around where you live, so that you can always be marketing to them and letting them know, hey, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm here, I'm ready, and if they have, let's just say they've got 20 deals a year. And let's say you've got 5 probate attorneys that are listening to you and you're starting to build a relationship with, and maybe you're starting to do a deal or two with. If they're each doing 20 deals a year and there's 5 probate attorneys, there's 100 deals that you might have a chance to do. Now, who knows how many they're actually doing? Some might do more, some might do less. But if you can hook up with a number of probate attorneys so that you can prove to them that you can actually do what you're saying, who are they going to think of when they've got an estate that's got some things that need to be liquidated? They're going to be thinking of this ally that is here ready with this service to come in, and you're just going to be professional and make an offer on everything. And if they want it, fine. If they don't want it, fine. You're not locked into taking all of this if you don't want it. The deal's got to be good for you, but it's going to be a good situation for them if they just need to liquidate things. Now, are they going to go in and cherry pick a lot of the stuff that they want? Of course. I mean, wouldn't you do that? Of course, we'd all do that. We're going to go in, get the things that are meaningful to us, get the things that are valuable. But at the end of the day, it could be that it's like, okay, enough's enough. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't want to deal with it. I don't know if you're familiar with estate sales, but where I live here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, it's not far from Sun City, Arizona, which has a large population of retirees. And retirees, when they pass away, there are estate companies that come in, estate sales, and you'll see signs all over the place. It's like really like a production where there's going to be an estate sale, say on a Saturday. They have an auctioneer scenario where, the week prior, they price a lot of things, and then just hordes of people come and they'll say, okay, how much for this? How much for this? Okay, this wall, who wants that? And the prices and like that. And it is a big orchestration. So these are things that are going on. And it's something that once you realize that a lot of people in a lot of estates just leave things because they don't want to deal with it. Either one, they just don't want to deal with it, or two, they're not in that vicinity of the property. And so it's very common, at least where I live, where people are, they're going to pick over some of the good stuff and then leave a whole bunch of other stuff that they don't find any value with, but others do. There's a big resale market in the country, and there are people that are looking for used items to then resell themselves. And you're really becoming a wholesaler here of what then other people are going to go and sell or keep. They can do with it what they want. But when we talk about probate real estate investing, don't overlook the personal properties or the personal property in the estate, both from the standpoint of the service that you provide. Look, I can handle it all. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff. Instead of, I'm only interested in the house. Well, that's good. There's a lot of investors that would say, I'm only interested in the house. But if you say, listen, I'll help you with all of this because I love putting myself in the shoes of the other people, figuring out what it is truly that they need, and then provide that service so that it's like they think, great, wonderful, check, we're done with that, because it's something that they've got to deal with. And realizing that estate sale companies are out there because people just leave stuff that other people find valuable. It's not valuable to the people that are leaving it, but it's valuable to all those people that are coming and saying, oh, I'll give you that for that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. And even if you hired an estate sale company to come and do that, they're going to take a percentage and then you're going to get the rest. That's terrific. But you're ultimately focusing in to try and get the real estate at a discount. So then you can go in and do whatever you want with it after that. You can flip it. You can sell it, you can rehab it and sell it, you can sell it to a retail buyer, you can sell it, to somebody else depending on the condition. So what we're ultimately trying to do is get the real estate. But I really wanted to make an impression here on, if you want to get your foot in the door, be a full service company here that helps estates, that helps probate attorneys. And the great future of probate investing is that we've got a baby boomer population out there that is huge. And of course, they're aging. And so this is a service that is going to be needed for years to come, could be decades more. And if this is one slice of the lead source for your real estate business, you can see where it's not going to dry up. And the other thing about it is most investors don't target probate investing. They target other things that are lower hanging fruit, which is fine, but there's going to be more competition for that lower hanging fruit. But when you are targeting something with a little bit less competition and you are going about it in a unique way where you're building relationships with probate attorneys, letting them know we are a full service company here. We are here to help probate attorneys. We're here to help estates. Here's our full rounded service of all the things that we can help you with so that you can help your estate. That's when you become pretty darn essential to the whole aspect of liquidating things. You're going to make it as easy as possible, and that's what we want to do. All right, if you need money for those deals, well, first and foremost, get my book for free called How to Find Millions in Private Money Loans. You can do that over at findprivatemoney.net. And if you're not already a subscriber to my free daily extra income sources newsletter, you can get a free subscription over at passiveincomestacking.com. I hope that helps. I'm Mark Walters. Until next time, I'll share more with you soon.